You can believe you're not worthy of a thing and still attain it. You can be adamant that your efforts are going to go badly and still succeed. You can have no self-belief and show up anyway. You'd ever get to. Self-belief is overrated. Generate evidence, says Ryan Holiday. And this resilience of doing good things in spite of you not believing in them or believing that they're going to happen is pretty miraculous.
Motivation and having a goal is like totally dope and critical, I might add. It's like a general looking over a contested city and being like, we're going to be at the end of that flagpole by tomorrow, fellas. We're going to capture this fucking city. Cool. Everyone's happy. That doesn't get the tanks going. That doesn't tell the troops where to go. That doesn't get the hospital in the back to get ready to accept some casualties, shit like that. When you are like, I'm going to gain 20 pounds in each lift. Sweet. What's day one going to look like at the gym?
It's so easy to be successful nowadays because people are weak.
Yeah.
Everybody's weak. It is so easy. If you are even a weekend savage, you will run these kids over. Yeah. And for every single person, it's giving me chills again, for every single person that likes to castigate the very padded victimhood mentality of the modern world, okay, cool. Like you can rail against people that say that the world is against them, even though it's not, and et cetera, et cetera. Become successful in whatever domain I choose to. The bar is set so low.
If you want to be exceptional, what you're doing right now is average or even below average. And if you want to continue to be average or below average your whole life, then continue doing this. But you need to make a serious change and start doing hard shit and letting go of the easy shit, the comfortable, pleasurable shit. Abstain from that to make a better version of yourself.
But you have an excuse that only you need to believe. And you believe that excuse, so it excuses you from working harder on the stuff you know you should be doing but aren't. And that work, the work you know you should be doing but aren't, is the opportunity, because that is the work that your competitors also aren't doing.
It's a very instrumental view of life, that everything is done in order to achieve the next thing. So at no point do you actually arrive. It's a great question. Okay, when are you going to arrive? Tell me when you're going to arrive. Preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Making a to-do list for the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Messaging friends who may or may not be doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Writing a banger tweet about how you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on other people who have done the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on the obstacles in the way of you doing the thing isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing.
Intention means you have a plan and you are putting just a tiny bit of your pride on the line to say, I'm going to do the plan.
So this is the emotion piece coming in a little.
Oh yeah, sure. Because people can be motivated. And so first of all, almost everyone can be inspired to do damn near anything. Tons of people can be motivated to do damn near anything. How many people actually construct a plan and put their little bit of their nutsack on the line for, am I actually doing the shit? Because intention is the bridge between what you want and what you're gonna get.
Think of going to the gym, telling yourself, I believe in myself. That won't build muscle unless you pick up the weights. But it's great that it made you show up, so it's important. It's just incomplete. The moment you take action, your life will change. The moment you take action, clarity replaces confusion. The moment you take action, momentum begins.
A lot of us believe that we're working much harder than we actually are. We think if we fucking got up early for 4 days, we've earned something. You gotta drop your entitled mindset. It's dead weight. We believe we work harder than we actually have. Trust me, most of us haven't. The one thing in life you gotta realize is this: learn to help yourself. Don't count on other people to help you.
That there is hope. That if you want to change, you can change. Because I believe that every single one of us is far more capable than we allow ourselves to believe. And that right underneath our feet is a vast reservoir of untapped potential, just yearning to be released. Every single moment presents us with the choice or the opportunity to make a different decision and go a different way. It's just that there's something about the way humans are hardwired that it's so difficult unless we're up against the wall to make that behavior shift.
I think when it comes to internal stuff, willpower, habits, discipline, because you can't see it, because it's inbuilt in a way. It feels like it's part of your sense of self. And I think that limits maybe people's understanding of how much they can move that and lift the ceiling.
You realize, well, why are you putting time into something in the beginning that you don't want to see through? Why? Or just because you have like a rough moment or a rough patch, why is it so easy for you to quit? Why is the idea of quit so quick to you to come up with, and why are you so comfortable with the results of that? I shouldn't be, and that shouldn't be my motto.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win. Building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like, and this is why most people can't do it, but you can. This is what hard feels like.
If I'm running on a treadmill and I get to mile 9 and I get complete cramp in one of my legs, and I know I've told myself I'm going to run 10 kilometers today, he goes, I will have to limp the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight when there's 50,000 people watching me in the audience, and I know deep in my self-story that I'm the type of person that quits when things get hard.
People say, like, I'm driven by discipline. That's categorical nonsense. That's actually impossible. You have to be driven by something, and so the first construct that's very helpful, and it's also a very short-lived one, is called inspiration. Inspiration, real simple to define, it's the thing that gets you going. A little squirt of juice in your thigh.
And he carries it up a hill with no fanfare at the end, no finish line, doesn't post it on social media unless the team's there filming it with someone else, and then carries it back down, puts it in the boot of his Raptor, drives away. And he just does that because he needs to remind himself that he's doing the stuff that is hard. And this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win, combined with this is what hard feels like.
You can't say to a young person like the material possessions, they're not going to bring you happiness. Because actually, they kind of will. But not having the watch won't make you happy. Getting it is fun. Getting stuff is fun. The journey is so fun. Like that thing of like, and it's partly the dopamine of like, it's the thrill of the acquisition, but the stuff that gives you pleasure long term, it's like it's feelings.
Yeah, having things isn't fun. Getting things is fun.
What the fuck do you expect? You're not putting in the work. You have to do more. You gotta stop telling yourself that you're doing enough. In life, it's never enough until you feel this overwhelming feeling of shit, man. I'm outworking the crowd. I'm outworking everybody. I'm doing more. It's not until then, once you get there, that's when you fucking know you've done enough. Stay hard.
A blade does not become strong. It does not become tempered until it's been through the fire. Until it's been through the fire several times. And this is just your first or second time through the fire. And there's a lot of hammer work that has to take place.
And you have to want it so badly. You have to want that result so badly that you are willing to put in more time, more effort, more focus, more hours. And just, you don't get to smell the roses, man. You don't get to pet the puppies.
You lose the pack. You lose the pack because the pack is like, I want it here. Because it didn't show up here, I gotta go figure out a new thing to do that's gonna give it to me here. And they gotta recycle, like...
They lose focus.
Yes, you're never completing anything. You never finish nothing. So the thing that you think you're focusing on, you keep quitting to start something else that you think is the idea, and it's just a cycle.
People change when the pain of their circumstances exceeds the fear of finally doing something different. So that's how I think about rock bottom. When you're in that space, you're birthed with a willingness that you didn't have prior. Your rock bottom is what you decide it to be. Because if the elevator's going down, there is no ground level. It can always go further down until you're dead.
identity. This is not for you in the first 5 years of doing whatever you're doing. Like, end yourself. That's the job. The job is nose goes against grindstone, sleep is out of the window, the candle gets burned on 3 ends. That's what you're supposed to do.
You have to be willing to delay gratification for an extended period of time and eat glass, and that eating of glass is seeing how many failures you have until you get it right. And this is the difference between small businesses and big businesses, is their willingness to put up with that long period of time of getting the product right. And then once you get it right, you can scale to the moon because you will make more than everyone else on your back end.
Because sometimes the correct course is the most painful path. Because the highest leverage move often is the hardest problem that you are not choosing to allocate attention towards solving. I think you have to be willing to stomach that period of time, or you will never be able to do the real solutions that are really going to move the needle. Because most business owners will do the second, third, fourth thing, the incremental improvements, rather than the order of magnitude change that typically take order of magnitudes in terms of time and effort.
Inspiration is a thing that can be either positive or negative, and it jolts you into deciding to take action on this thing that you might not have wanted to do, but now you're more keen on doing.
It's the idea of like going, it's not repetition, it's iteration. It's like lots of different, doing the same thing again and again doesn't make you better, but like tweaking it. And knowing what to tweak is that you have to listen to an inner critic.
I can't remember where this quote is, but I think Leonardo da Vinci said this actually. I think he said something to the degree of like, the curse of the winner is not that he aims too high and misses, but that he shoots too low and he achieves his goal. And I think that you can't have your own respect if you know that you left some in the tank, which is why going bigger and asking yourself, am I capable of this, is the only way that you can ever truly see.
Just because something's difficult doesn't mean it's good. And there's a lot of things that you do that are very difficult to do, and then you see other people have achieved them, you say that must be really worthwhile, and then you do it and you realize like, oh, this isn't worth anything, this is just hard to do.
Life is what happens while we're making other plans. Like it's a brilliant observation. Oh, once I've got this done, once I get my degree, then life will begin. Once I've just got to pass these exams and get to that thing and buy that house, and then I've just got to pay this off, and then I've got to and then we can start
saying yes to new experiences and trying to seek out things that are markedly different, like genuinely orthogonal to the existing experiences you've had. Sure, you may roll the dice and you may hate improv. But even when you hate it, that might be a thing where you go, that's some negative fucking inspiration shit. I don't want to be like any of these improv motherfuckers. Like pretending that they're in a pub in England throwing darts at the board and saying like, oh, I have now. Well, what do you want tonight, sir? So for me, that's at least one way that I think you can kind of artificially inseminate a little bit more inspiration into your life.
Nobody has the confidence in the decisions that you're making for yourself like you do. So if you're waiting for that to connect in the beginning stages, it may or may not. If it doesn't, it shouldn't prevent you from like following through on whatever the line of like go is for you. The money is never coming fast.
And train it into myself until I built an identity. This is who I am. And your identity is the strongest force you have. The strongest force in any personality is to stay consistent with your identity. If you think you're a loser, you find a way to lose. If you're Lance Armstrong and you say your core belief, your identity, not just your belief, is I am a guy that finds the way to victory, instead of saying it's over, I will find the way. It created Livestrong and he survived. Identity is the force that controls you. And when you enhance your identity, you enhance your whole life.
Which is why for me, doing is being. Then it goes into, okay, if doing is being, then who I am is what I do, rather than who I am is what other people think I do. And so that means that when external circumstances get bad, what do I do? That is who I am. By shifting that perspective, your identity becomes rooted in the actions that you can control. Your identity becomes under your control.
Is if there are people that you're around that you just feel inspired to do your best shit with when you're around them, that's who you want to be hanging out with.
The most important thing to do is change your state first. That's why most people fail to achieve what they want. They have not become masters of their own mental, emotional state. Because without that, you won't get lasting change. You'll get temporary change.
Yes.
Once I get enough state, I can change the story. That's easy. Once I change the story, if I don't give you the strategy, you'll find a strategy.
Yes.
You'll make it happen. You'll find a way. You'll make.
I had to invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind of judgment, be called nigger, be called whatever the fuck in the world, and be able to stand in the fucking room and say, go fuck yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright fucking just crushing myself.
We need to get stronger. We need to get ballsier. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to go into the work. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. There's strength and fighting and resistance. It does not only make the muscle grow, but it makes also your head grow, makes you a stronger person. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering, through pain, through crying periods. All of that stuff, don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger.
What happens if you achieve the things that you say that you want? What happens if you get there? Just imagine for a second.
Struggle doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It usually means you're on a real one, right? Struggle doesn't mean you're making a mistake. Struggle could mean that you have a lot to learn to get to this goal. If you have something you really value, don't change what you value, change the path to get there. Pain isn't proof of misalignment. It's proof you're growing. It's proof it matters. And ultimately, it reveals to you whether it matters enough.
And then life is going to pull you out, and it's going to put you on the anvil, and it's going to hammer on you some more. And you're going to say, what, am I done yet? Am I a sword for the ages? No. No, you're not. You're not done yet.
No one's going to fucking come to help me. No one's going to fucking come to help me. It's fucking me against me, period. And so I had to man up. And I said, the first thing I got to start doing is facing every fucking fear I have. No matter what the fuck it is, man. And these things would keep me up. And no one, people who are hearing this shit, they will never really understand and grasp.
Fellas, you'll not get there if you quit, if you just say, forget it. You know, I can't be the man that I wanted to be. Well, of course you're not right now. You will not be the man that you want to be until you grow into it. You have to grow into it.
If you say you're going to do something, do it. Be a man of your word. You're not going to succumb to the easy pleasures. You're going to value delayed gratification over easy gratification. You're going to respect every single person that you meet. You're not going to lie. You're not going to bullshit. You're going to work hard. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it with intention rather than half-assing it.
I actually think the greatest consequence in life is not keeping commitments to yourself. And I think that compounds to, as we talked about, where does beliefs come from? I think it compounds as personal evidence, which is deposited in this instruction manual of who you are and how you behave and how you show up and what you're capable of. All those tiny little commitments. And then I think you can get into a downward commitment spiral because of that, because you think you're you
don't have faith in your own word. You do not become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. And ultimately, hoping that you're going to be able to believing that you can think your way out of a thinking problem is like believing you can sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction, right? You have to give yourself something else that's going to step change where you're at.
You need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. I mean, I pretend and I do the big spiel, right? You know, I'm the greatest bodybuilder.
The schmay?
The schmay, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So I do all of that, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, in reality, I don't see myself as the star. I just see myself as a worker. And so when people then say, you're so nice, you eat with the crew, I feel like I'm the crew. I'm just one of them, right?
There's this quote from the ancient Greeks that says, live as though all your ancestors were living again through you. I really love that. This sort of, we judge people based on how much life they can tolerate, how much feeling they can deal with and carry and enjoy. And that's something that we should all try and have more of in ourselves, being that person that your younger self wanted as a role model.
I want to talk to you because I've never seen a student in my 30 years who can stand in front of all these other kids and mesmerize and hold their attention for 30 or 45 minutes and influence them. He said, you have a gift. And I'm looking at him like he's crazy. He says, there's something about how much you care and something about your intensity, something about your style. I have a speech here that I'd like you to read, and if it appeals to you, he said, I think this is your life. I read this story, the title was The Will to Win, and it was my life. It was like, I could cry just thinking about it. It was so intense. I mean, I'm reading it and crying, just going, I'm only here still, all that I've been through because of my pure will that I will not give up.
And so the reason that the background on my phone, like I'm so passionate about this, like the background on my phone is 2 words. It's just win. That's it. It's just win. When I think about that, it's like no one cares. Just no one cares. No one's going to ask, how many people did you get help with before you failed? They just are going to know whether you failed or not.
Before you win, everyone will ask you why you're working so hard. And after you win, everyone will ask you why you're working so hard. If that doesn't just go to show that most people are not worth listening to,